up, good people? It's Elena from Financialdemics.com, where I give you the tips and tools to manage your money, increase your savings and your cash flow, and decrease your debt. And today we are talking about the differences between term life insurance and whole life insurance. So if you're looking to get your money right and build a strong financial foundation, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss another one of my uploads. So I know most people don't like to talk about life insurance because they feel like it's morbid, but we have to get out of that. We need to discuss life insurance because it's important for your family to be able to live that same lifestyle just in case you unfortunately pass away, and for them to be able to bury you, because y'all, I'm sick of the GoFundMes. I'm not a fan, but I get it. You know, they don't have the money, so let's prepare for those situations. So there are two main types of life insurance: term life insurance and whole life insurance. And there are other types of life insurance, but these are the two main that are discussed the most. Term life insurance is life insurance that provides coverage for a fixed amount of payments for a fixed amount of time. So for example, a $500,000 30-year term life policy. If you pass away within that 30-year time frame and your policy is current, then your beneficiary will receive that $500,000. Now, whole life insurance is a permanent type of life insurance that stays in effect for the rest of your life as long as you continue to pay your premiums, which means you never have to worry about not being insured. So with that term life policy, I use the example of for 30 years, but for a whole life policy, if you continue to pay it, it will be in effect for the rest of your life. Whole life can be more expensive due to an investment component, also known as cash value. So there are some things you want to keep in mind when you are getting insurance. You really want to aim to have 10 to 12 times your actual income in insurance. And you also want to take the monthly cost of the policy into considerations when you are comparing term life to whole life. When looking into the differences in the cost between term life versus whole life costs approximately 10 times more. So if term life insurance is $10 a month, then you are paying around $100 a month for whole life insurance. Okay, so let's talk about the pros and cons for each. So with term life is really good if you need affordable insurance, you still have young kids and a young spouse who are really going to need your support if you so happen to pass away. So with term life, income replacement is a very big deal. Of course, debt payoff is an option. If you happen to pass away, maybe it's a situation where your family doesn't necessarily have to move out of their home. They're able to pay off that home so that their monthly expenses is lower every month, or use that income to continue to pay on the debt. And because term life is cheaper, you actually are able to use the difference between what you would have paid in whole life and what you actually pay in term life to invest yourself and possibly get a better return on your investment. And the cons of term life insurance are that it would cost more if you needed to renew later in life. So remember, in the example, I said a 30-year term. If you got that term policy when you were 25 years old and now you're 55, your term life policy has now ended. Do you have the money set aside and available for your family otherwise? Because then it's gonna cost more the older you are to renew. And of course, the other downside is that you don't have coverage for life. Now, when it comes to whole life insurance, the advantage of it is that you do have coverage for life. So it's definitely a product that you should use if you are doing some estate planning. Maybe you have a special needs child who will need care for the rest of their life, or even in a situation where you are actually required to hold life insurance for the rest of your life. The pros of life insurance are that the premium will remain the same because you won't have to renew that policy later. Of course, you're going to have coverage for the rest of your life. You are able to borrow against that cash benefit. Now, the con of that is that you're paying interest on your own money. So that's kind of, it's a pro and a con. You have a guaranteed death benefit, and the cash value is not taxable if it does not exceed the premiums paid. Now, the cons of whole life insurance are that the cash value does not go to your beneficiaries if you pass away. They only get that death benefit. So in my example, the $500,000, it has a high cost and it takes a long time to build up that cash value. And the only way that you can get your money out of it is by surrendering the policy. So you'll definitely want to look at the pros and cons of each and determine which one is best for you and your family. So in the comments below, let me know if you actually have life insurance and which kind do you actually have. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're not subscribed, then I don't know what you're waiting for. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you next time with an all new video.